precious to me are your thoughts, God. How vast is the sum of them. Were I to count them, they would outnumber the grains of sand. Psalm 139. Twice a year, the drumming of the ruffed grouse takes center stage in the soundscapes of our woods. It's not a sound easily identified as an animal call. It is often mistaken for one of mechanical origin. Such precision. It starts with a singular percussive strike that is more felt than heard, a low thump. The thumping strikes build in volume and speed, set on an exponentially building repeat, until the strikes become so rapid they blur into a singular sound. This final burr your ear receives are sound waves that pile up into what is called a penetrating shock wave, or sonic boom. It defies imagination that his wings can beat in such a startling manner. God's creativity is endless. This grouse's neck dons a spectacular ruff, and he fans his tail for any adoring female, hoping to lure her into a 6 to 10 acre territory he aggressively claims. A grouse's presence can heal wounds. I love having a ruffed grouse in my woods. It reminds me of my father, but now I know it will also remind me of my mother and of God's love. I have a high bush cranberry planted next to my house, and I've just learned this is the favorite snack of the ruffed grouse. No wonder it has stayed. The bush was my mother's housewarming gift to us. She insisted on its location. She could not have known it was exactly what would lure this grouse into claiming our spot in the woods as his territory. And while she was always very generous, had she known she had done something that would forever remind me of my father, she might not have done it. But our worst does not win. Love does. And now my parents know this full well. God's gifts of love remain. On a day when I had received particularly hard news, a female ruffed grouse walked up onto my deck where I stood, tipping her head from side to side, trying to look at me, making a cooing hum she uses to gather her brood. Strange as it sounds, I knew then God was using a grouse to get my attention. Now I know God can use a ruffed grouse and a high bush cranberry to heal wounds. Love wins. How precious to me are your thoughts, God. How vast is the sum of them. Were I to count them, they would outnumber the grains of sand. Psalm 139. Lord, I believe. Help my unbelief. I trust you. Help me trust you more.